You're listening to the Bored to Death Bingecast, talking TV shows and movies in easily digestible chunks. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and other assorted gender assignations. Welcome back to the Bored to Death Bingecast. I am Jay, being joined by
Z,
Sam, and Rude. Yes, we've got Rode. Chris is stuck at work, but Rode is visiting, so we're going to get him in for this, the penultimate episode of WandaVision, which we have all been enjoying, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And we sort of got some answers last week, because it turns out all that magic that Wanda was supposedly doing and the reality warping, turns out it was Agatha all along. There was a frickin' theme song for it and everything.
Yep, more Addams Family than anything.
Monsters. It was Monsters.
That's true.
I watched a lot of people's things after that, and it was
everybody was like, Monsters. Yeah.
I was like, I knew it immediately because I watched that when I was a kid. I loved the show.
Yeah, Monsters was just great.
Yeah.
Just to see it like brought to life, and I was just sitting there like, well played.
And Monica Rambeau is basically turned into Spectrum, was it? Or
she's got like 8 different names.
Yeah, or Photon. We'll go with Photon because that was
I
I think her mom's call sign anyway.
Yeah, it was, and I'm like, just go ahead and give her the Captain Marvel.
I like her Captain Marvel suit. I've been seeing it online where it's like black and silver, and she's got the trench coat.
Yeah, that thing is too hot damn. Which was the actual original design back in the 80s when she first appeared, and then they said that's just not going to work. It's not glam enough. So then they went with that crazy winged version that they have. So but I'm glad that they pulled this out of the archives and said, "Here we go. Looks way better."
Yeah, but I'm not sure if we're still going to get the sitcom framework to everything now.
We'll see.
We'll see, but since Agatha essentially pulled the curtain back,
the show's right there. She's still down at the dungeon.
the promotional image for it on Disney Plus shows her with like restraining Wanda with her powers and like straight up in her face. So we don't know what happened to the twins. They went to play in the basement, and now they're just not there.
Well, she claimed they went to play in the basement.
Well,
she could just magic them away.
This is true.
I mean, she did kill the puppies.
Yep, and then
if you kill puppies, you're not so far from killing children.
This is true.
Right.
Made-up
but at
children.
the same time, I'm pretty sure the children are going to be around because they're stacking the deck, getting ready for Young Avengers. So.
Oh yeah.
And they are the core of Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Well, you've got that, and you've got Kate Bishop.
Yep.
I can't remember Lang's daughter, too.
Oh, what's her? Yeah, I forget the character's name.
Yeah, I can never remember her name right off the top of my head.
I'm seeing that. I just want Squirrel
And
Girl to
of
have
course,
in it.
Hulkling. You know Hulkling's gonna.
Well, yeah, because of Wiccan.
Yeah, but Hulkling actually, I'm under the impression it may have been the little child from in Captain Marvel, the little kid that he was so desperate to get back to.
The Skrull, the Skrull kid.
I'm thinking that might be Hulkling right there.
Talos' son,
yeah,
or daughter, or whatever. We know that Talos is still alive.
Yeah,
because he's been impersonating Fury while Fury's been busy doing sword stuff out in space.
Yes, sword stuff. Relaxing at a beach, sword stuff.
Hey,
he works hard.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is Nick Fury. If he wants to take a break at a beach in Tahiti, that is his goddamn business.
I mean, he takes a break at a beach in space while still doing work.
Yeah.
I mean...
Because it is Nick motherfucking Fury.
Nick Fury does what Nick Fury fucking wants to do. That's all there is.
Are you going to tell Samuel L. Jackson he can't relax at a beach?
Yeah,
in space.
I just want to see me get roundhouse by Nick Fury.
He's not going to roundhouse you. He'll just punch you straight in the face. He's
Roundhouse.
He's not Chuck Norris. What
No. He's just gonna look at you motherfuckerly and be like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?"
You motherfucker.
Yeah, basically. So we don't know what happened to the twins. We know Vision finally remembered, oh yeah, I have powers, and then just noped his way out of the truck and to fly back home. Because
I was waiting for him to finally come to terms with the fact that, hey, your Vision, please.
Well, that's
God, get back to being Vision.
That's the whole thing. Agatha's powers, because I'm pretty sure it's Agatha's powers that were affecting all that stuff going on in the Hex, was basically deliberately doing stuff, orchestrating things to get him away from Wanda. Probably because her magic won't work on him that well. You know? I'm just
no
guessing.
magic's working on him because remember she tried to stop him and it didn't work.
Well, it's more like there are limitations to what her powers can do to him, and thus why she's been manipulating things so that they don't catch on to what's happening, and especially trying to make sure that Wanda is happy with sitcom land, and so that if anything tries to disrupt that, Wanda just sort of nopes it and rewinds it.
Right. And so all attention is on Wanda and not her.
Right. And, because you notice she didn't really start swooping in to really start putting the screws to Wanda's brain until Vision was safely away from her. She planted the seeds of doubt in Vision's head with her conversation with Herb next to the fence that he was cutting through with his hedge clippers. And then, on Halloween, she parked herself right near the edge of the Hex, made it seem like she was frozen, and then seemed like she was snapping out of the mind control and everything, to further plant seeds of doubt in his head to make him leave the Hex.
Well, also you got problems with that. There's kind of a big loophole. If he uses any kind of, deductive reasoning or logic, she shouldn't have made it that far.
Yeah, but the manipulation that she's done on them so far, and plus the fact that he doesn't have any memories of anything pre-Hex, pre-Westview, he doesn't remember anything. That's
because he did not exist.
He didn't
have a brain anymore.
Yeah, he was dead.
He was brain dead.
Not brain dead, just dead.
He was just dead.
He was just dead.
Frontal lobe got squished by big purple fingers.
Giant purple people, you?
No. God, no. But yeah, and we know that Hayward is planning to launch something at Westview because, well, he just saw a bunch of his agents get sucked into sitcom land where they're now literally just a bunch of circus idiots.
See, I'm waiting for a 2-point attack. You're going to have one inside WandaVision, one outside WandaVision, because I still say Director Douchebag is a bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Hayward? Yes. Well, it's more that he's set up as an antagonist right now. I don't know that he's necessarily connected to anything truly heinous.
I think what he's after technology, and he was the one messing with Vision.
With Vision's
and
corpse,
somewhere along the line, Wanda found out and rescues him and tries to hide out.
Well, remember the timing of all this. This is only a few weeks after the Battle of Earth.
Right.
After the blip happened. So, it's more like Wanda after they, dealt
Isn't
with...
that blipping back, though?
What?
This has to be after the blip back.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, we thought
There's the snap, and then 5 years later, we got the blip.
Okay.
Right. Now, the question is, was he there the entire time, or was he one of the ones who came back?
No.
I'm under the impression
Hayward was there the whole time. Because he said to Monica, it's like, you weren't here. You didn't know what we had to do to basically keep the lights on and keep the world from falling apart.
Right. So he's been tampering with Vision that entire time.
Possibly, but with regards to Wanda, I think it's more like after they dealt with Thanos and then Tony Stark's funeral and everything, she started asking around. Probably went to Nick Fury's like, "What happened to Vision?" And then she found out that Sword had him, and then found out what they were doing to him, and then you got an angry witch storming in there, and just sort of like, "Give me my boyfriend back." Because remember, for her, she just
engaged.
saw him die like a few weeks ago, not 5 years ago.
Yeah. And of course, then the whole I have to applaud them still because I still love that. The whole Pietro bring back.
Oh,
God.
The Pietro curveball.
I loved how they pulled that out.
There's then there's what we saw of Pietro last episode when he suddenly pops up in the Stinger when Monica's snooping around Agatha's house. She opens up the storm cellar, and then suddenly he's right there next to her. It's like, Snooper's going to snoop. But the thing that concerns me about that, when he snuck up on her and she turned around, her eyes were glowing purple. The same way that they did when Agatha used her powers on Wanda to make Wanda realize it was Agatha all along.
Yeah.
Is that just her? Is the purple from her seeing the energy of the magic in the basement, or is that actually a sign that Agatha's now put her under her control?
These and other pressing questions
Will be answered
found
next time on WandaVision. So I think that sort of sums up things for this little intro. Unless there's anything else anybody wants to add before we pause it.
Let's dive into that.
All right.
First.
Then we'll see you after the binge.
While the binge is happening, thanks for listening to our podcast. Please give us a like and subscribe and spread the word. You can reach us on social media on Facebook or Twitter at BTD_Bingecast. The Bored to Death Clan is part of the CKCC Radio podcast family, including J Bunny's Music Hub, the Race Nerd Podcast, Real Paranormal Talk, Ranking Tracks, Motivational Moves, Girls Who Like, and The Nerd Table. Please consider supporting CKCC Radio on Patreon. And now, the binge is done, so let's get to the discussion.
And we're back. We were joined, as we started watching, by the Peanut Gallery and by Kat from Shadowcat Cosplay over there. Whether or not they joined in the discussion, we'll find out. But so this was definitely, we're out of the sitcom framework now. Although this was essentially a clip show. Wanda Maximoff, this was your life.
As fucked up as it is.
Yep. And we figured out what Agatha's motivations are in all this. She basically wants to know how the hell Wanda is doing all of this. That we got confirmation. She did make the hex.
Yeah. And she confirmed that Wanda is the most dangerous form of witch there is. A Scarlet Witch.
Who uses
Pure
chaos magic.
Chaos.
Yeah, and we, so we sort of, Agatha sort of took Wanda through several points in her life. Her as a little girl in Sokovia with her parents and her brother, where yes, they had like TV night, and they would sit down and watch DVDs of American sitcoms.
Learn English.
Are you killing people with their roads?
I'm not killing anyone.
My nose is cold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sam is just over here with his shirt pulled up over his nose.
I'm like, you just pulled shit up over your own nose.
I don't smell anything, so anyway. That's not important to this discussion. But we saw the bomb basically hit their house. Her parents got killed, and supposedly, and we saw Wanda like reaching out to the bomb, being like reassuring Pietro that it's all going to be okay. And Agatha calls her out and saying that you used a probability hex, and Wanda's just trying to pass it off as no, it was defective. We didn't know that. But Agatha keeps keeps saying, it's just very convenient that happened. Then we saw her with Hydra.
Well, there's also another problem here.
What's that?
It's gonna go later on, but we saw video of her taking vision. Did we see video of her taking vision or just breaking through the glass?
No,
we saw her breaking through the glass and forcing that door open with her powers. Yeah, Hayward has been manipulating what information is made available to everyone else to try to paint Wanda as the bad guy.
So he
Technically,
actually
you
has
only saw her next to his body, but you never actually saw her remove the body.
He just claimed it.
And that was proven at the very end when she just creates a construct of him.
Using
Does
her
not
connection to the
use-
Mind Stone, yeah.
Does not actually have the body. Which leaves Hayward with the real body.
Yep.
Re-put back together.
We'll get to that in a bit. But the interesting thing that I saw with looks like Zeke is going back to episode 4 to try to see the flashback to. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was episode 4, dude. I think it was in a later episode.
You sure?
It was 4, because remember he was talking about when Magic Guy's like, we don't know her secret identity. It was not. She was not being evil.
Yeah, but that stuff didn't happen until she was back out of the hex.
This. Good call.
She didn't. We didn't see her come out of the hex thing until.
Maybe it's 5.
Yeah, I think it is episode. I think it is episode 5, because episode 4 ends with her getting yeeted out of Westview, and then yeah.
I still hate the fact that words.
Yeah, Zeke does not like that the word yeet has become a thing.
Like, it's Wanda.
Anyway, but with the flashback to her in the Hydra lab, she was like a volunteer. She was literally just put in a room with the Mind Stone in the scepter.
And all the Mind Stone did was unlock her full potential with the powers.
Yep.
And it showed an image of her in the future, which is Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm. Well, we saw just a silhouette of it, but yes.
Yeah. But at the same time, that leads
here
to
it
the
is.
simple power.
Yeah, so
that
we're out.
She had the power all along.
So now we're
It
seeing
just
the.
enhanced it.
Yeah, Zeke has pulled up the.
They scrambled the feed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're watching the clip from episode 5 as Wanda showed up to supposedly steal the body, but we see in a flashback of our own in this episode that
the body was never taken.
yeah, she did get pissed off, mostly because Hayward was deliberately pushing her buttons, and then she knocked the window open and flew into the lab and approached his body and appeared to do something to it, but it was mostly just her saying goodbye before leaving peacefully and then driving off to Westview. And the reason that she went to Westview is because
That's where
Vision had bought
a deed for a house.
Had bought a
to be let
plot of
build.
land for them to build a house on, so they could grow old. That they could grow old in,
And that's what snapped her.
Mm-hmm. She basically
And she fully triggered her chaos hex.
Yep.
Now there's 2 levels of hex powers: her regular hex and then the chaos hex. The chaos hex powers are the stuff of nightmares.
Yep.
If you go by them in the comic book, the chaos hex powers are what you got when you got House of M going.
Yep.
And oh lord,
Oh yeah.
you don't want that shit going.
No, sir. But we sort of, through the little clip show thing. Well, when she was exposed to the Mind Stone, we saw like the Mind Stone literally come out of the scepter and approach her, shatter its little protective covering. So she was fully exposed to the Mind Stone, full yellow glow. We even saw the scientists overseeing the whole thing, sort of like flinching from it, and then she's just on the floor. The scepter is completely back to normal,
together.
And when they try to watch it back on the cameras, there's literally just a jump cut.
Yeah, you get nothing except here I am, and now here I am.
I'm standing, and now I'm on the floor.
Which you have to keep mentioning with each one of these jump overs, she's watching a sitcom, and each sitcom lines up with the episodes that we've been watching in line.
Yeah, the first flashback to Sokovia, they were watching Dick Van Dyke Show. Specifically, it's not just a peanut, or not just a walnut, or something like that. Which is admittedly one of the weirder episodes of the Dick Van Dyke Show. It turns out to all be a dream or something.
Yeah. And literally it feeds into the first episode of WandaVision.
Which was very much based off the Dick Van Dyke Show. And then with the Hydra episode, when she's sitting watching TV in her cell, basically, later, it was, I think the Brady Bunch or something?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then we went to her room in the Avengers compound, where she was watching Malcolm in the Middle, and Vision came in, and they had a talk about love and grief and everything. And Vision, for a robot, has he may still be struggling to understand emotions, but he appears to have a better grasp of it than most people do.
Yeah.
Isn't that always the way?
Machines, more feeling than humans.
I know now why you cry.
If he brought the D to the house, they won't be able to grow old together because he won't grow old.
Yeah.
So then what's going to happen?
And believe it or not, neither technically will she, because her magic will keep her alive forever. Basically, the chaos magic Hex is eternal. She is its living
incarnation. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, so...
But that also leads to another factor, which is why I'm waiting to see exactly what they're going to do with Pietro, because Pietro is actually a living force of speed. Basically, his physical body is dead right now, but he actually just transferred into the speed where he can actually come back if he can just get a body.
So you're saying he became...
Force?
You beat me to it!
Right, literally, the Speed Force exists.
Wait. That's...
Except it's just one
We're
actually got to call it that, and the other one want to use it.
We're crossing the mainstreams now. What's going on?
Right? DC, Marvel fans, they're all the same. This just proves the point. Love comic books. That's the end of the story.
We're now in that.
Reverend Zeke has spoken.
We're now in that meme of the astronauts. Just like, wait, they're all the same. Always were.
In this house, it's not amen. It's for the children.
For the children.
But now we just sound like a damn cult.
we promise we don't have Kool-Aid, but we do have brownies.
Oh God, brownies.
But yeah, and let's not. We also forgot to mention that the episode opened with a flashback to Agatha in her relative youth in Salem, Massachusetts, back in 1680 something.
Yes, and
where
I still believe that she is working as a representative of Mephisto.
Yep. Wouldn't be surprised.
Not Nightmare. Nightmare's powers. The color of her powers suggests purple. Mephisto, not Nightmare. Nightmare is pure black. Red. His is red purple.
Yeah. Well, regardless, in that flashback sequence, she's basically tied to a stake and confronted by the rest of her coven, which is led by her mother, and they basically accuse her for stealing power.
Dark power.
I thought I was going to go a little bit different because I thought the mother was the Emperor Supreme.
The Sorceress Supreme?
Yes! And they're like, yeah, about that. Stop that. And that's how she got stuck into TV land. But it did not go that way.
Nope. The witches all basically started using their power on her, trying to kill her, and she just basically was like, yum. She literally just pulled the magic out of them, including her mother.
Well, that's one thing I I love stupid moves. I really do. Okay, we have a whole covenant of witches here. They all got their magic sucked up. I am the one with true power. Take my magic too. What were you thinking? You going
Here's
to do
the thing.
She was more powerful than the other 6.
Right.
Yeah,
Or 5
but
or
I
whatever.
mean,
Here's the thing. You have her restrained. Just cut her head off. Why? Yeah, I mean, why?
I imbue you with magic powers. Shit, it's going backwards.
Yes, exactly.
Tommy,
You
cut
already
her
know.
head off, Tommy.
You already know she's stolen power that she shouldn't be using.
Why are you hitting your
Go
power?
go for the mundane solution. Is all I'm saying.
No, this is a bloodless TV show. We can't have blood.
I mean, nowadays I'd just be like, okay, you have a supremely powerful, witch, that you can't really get close to because she can take control of basically everything. What you just do is you set up a sniper at 2 miles away, bang, and then no more witch.
And the chaos magic takes over. At
I'm
that point.
saying no. You do that to Agatha. Don't try to do it.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
try to do it to Wanda.
Yeah, it'll work on Agatha.
We have a problem here.
If
This
you
is
try
the
it on her, yeah, that bullet might turn around and go somewhere else and become a nuke.
Yeah.
See, this is the Salem times. There was no snipers at that point
Right.
in time.
So
Yes,
you
there were. They were called engines. All they had to do was sit back and shoot an arrow. We got the skill, people.
Not even that. You have her restrained. You pull her head back. You take a sword and you just slice.
We all know
It's
who the
not
violent
really
one in the
that
house is.
difficult.
I thought I was the violent. You were the more violent person in the house, man. What's up with this?
I have
really
a lot
believe
of
that?
I have a lot of rage buried deep within me.
Do you really believe he's more violent than me?
Well,
Wait,
you're
do
more
you,
crazy.
do you really want to?
Sa-
Do
Sam-
you really want to put that up against the guy who's actually in service and killing people?
You don't count because you don't live in the household.
See, Sam expresses his rage a lot more.
No, I said he's more crazy. I'll go crazy, violent, calm, and I don't have anything now. I'm left in the wind. I thought I was more crazy.
Left in the wind. Yes, that's one way to put it.
You leave out the wind.
with the wind.
You are known for breaking the wind.
He is
that one.
He is an airbender
That's true.
or breaker, if you will.
Yeah, a breaker
One
of
way or
winds.
another, your nose will be broken after this wind.
Well, and at the end of the episode, when Agatha basically confronts Wanda with, accuses her of being a Scarlet Witch, most dangerous kind of witch, we get credit sequence, and then Stinger as Hayward. We finally get confirmation on what Project Cataract was that Darcy had found in Sword's files, because as we said, she created the Vision in the Hex pure whole cloth from her power. That meant that the body was still in Sword's possession.
And they literally put it all back together.
But they didn't have a way to power it until they got something straight from the source.
Right.
Namely, the drone that Wanda dragged out, chucked it at their feet, because it was still flickering with her chaos magic. And they're basically just take a little bit of that power, plug it into Cataract, and he wakes up. A pure white Vision, that they presumably can program to do whatever they want. A sentient weapon.
Yeah, about that. You infused him with chaos and hex power. This does not end well.
I have a theory on how it will end.
Oh, I already know how this ends.
All right, well, let's hear Zeke first.
So, theory. There's going to be a major fight.
Yes.
Wanda versus Cataract.
A major fight?
Major fight.
Well,
What?
Wanda versus Agatha.
No,
Okay.
Agatha's going to be waiting in the wind to pick up the pieces. Because she's going to manipulate a little bit more towards the back end stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So the fight's going to be Wanda and Cataract. Vision is going to
Cadillacs.
come up with a plan
She's gonna
to
fight a car?
go up. Yes,
He's gonna hit her like he's gonna hit like a car. Just wah, pow.
Every time he hits, you hear a horn honk. But what's going to happen is Vision's going to be in the back
It's like Wookiee.
watching the moves and he's gonna come up and put his hands on Cataracts and put his essence into Vision, the real body,
Into the cataract body.
so he can come out of the thing alive.
Out of the hex alive.
And at
Interesting.
that point in time, when the two are now back together, that's when the big bad, which is the Witch of the... What would I call it? Witch of the
Witch
West.
of the West.
Yes.
Agatha?
Agatha's gonna come in and make her own universe, and they have to try to stop that.
She's going to try to... You think that Agatha's going to try to hijack control of the hex?
Yes, because her happiness she's Agatha's happiness, which means her power is gonna be a little bit weaker.
Well, I've got to give him a little bit of credit on that one. It does kind of have a sense to it because I believe somehow or another Agatha is going to figure out how to
Tap into chaos
open into
magic.
that chaos, and that's going to lead into Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure how I should feel about this, since he says that has a bit of sense to it.
Oh, it's because
Oh, before we were friends, man, that has a bit of sense to it.
a
Oh.
bit of sense. I mean, he's giving a lot of credit.
Yeah.
You know, little.
Damn!
Yeah, and he does have a point because this whole episode was about Agatha trying to
You
figure
thought you were
out
the
how Wanda made the hex happen. Because as she's talking to Wanda in the basement earlier, she's rattling off all the various spells that would have had to have been employed on a large scale to make the hex work. You know, the mind control, the transmutation, all of that. And she's like,
just
especially
how
as she's
the hell could you do that?
especially as she's mentioning all this various magic stuff, like the protection circle that she has Wanda trapped in.
And she's just noticing that Wanda doesn't even know what she's talking about. And
She's
trying to figure out, how the hell are you casting this super complex spells and you don't know the basics?
Yeah, and
I have something to add to what he was saying. I don't think it's going to happen, but I want this to happen. Vision's going to come in. Well, you know her vision is manifested because you could see the pieces peeling away.
yes,
We could have a situation, of course, Vision, Cataract, fighting.
yep.
And he's just like, oh yeah, I can go intangible.
And they merge.
Bop. Or that Wanda's like, oh yeah, that's cute. AI. Pink. There you go, have your body back.
It's very, very, very possible that
Again.
Wanda, once she wakes up to what her powers can actually do, is just sort of like, you and you, now kiss.
Well, here's the other thing. She's outside of the...
Make it baby, make it baby, make it baby.
She already did that.
Two of them.
Yeah, two.
So, I'm not sure what they're she has the kids. So, what's going to lead from that? Do you think she's going to kill the kids and she's going to start the House of... the reverse snap. Essentially, the House of M.
A reverse House of M.
We're looking at a
situation.
reverse of House of M at this point.
But do you think
at
they would
the
really
same-
take away the kids?
No, because if she loses those kids, it's going to be House of M going straight forward, and she's
She's
gonna
like, you know what?
wipe-
I hate humanity in general. Plop. Everything.
Yeah, and that's the last thing we need, because basically she has to lose Vision. Vision is gone. Suddenly the twins are gone,
She
and
has
all
nothing.
she's left with is a completely shattered mind, and she can just do no more universe.
Wait, she doesn't need the Infinity Gauntlet at this point, it seems like.
She's a chaos witch.
She's chaos. Hence why she can destroy the stones themselves.
Zeke has something he wants to say.
So we got it wrong. Last year it wasn't because of Jumanji. It was because of it was Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch is responsible for 2020.
Oh God.
Wanda, what did you do?
I just like that
Wanda,
thing where she
damn.
was looking at the stone and the Scarlet Witch silhouette was there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
That
That
was
was hot. That was pretty hot. Foreshadowing everything.
especially, and also wondering if that is going to become like her costume once she fully awakens into her power. And she's
Vision's
basically
like, "Oh, you
and
really
she
kept
makes
that old
she
thing?"
makes her outfit based off of Sokovian fortune teller outfit, which is the excuse they used in the Halloween episode.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right there. And yeah, Visions was just like a slap together kind of poke and a jab at his
And his
original.
old original costume.
But it's all of stuff that's around the house. Hers is not. Hers is a legit costume.
Yeah. Hers is the legit Scarlet Witch outfit.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of
awesome.
weird.
Yeah.
But at the same time, now that you see her in it, you kind of remember back to the Flash. She saw the outfit and she recreated it in reality.
And I would like to see something where she dons it, Vision saws that memory and goes, "Oh, where'd you bring out that old thing for?"
Yeah.
Is it Halloween? It's like, no, this is my new thing.
Something
I'm Scarlet
else
Witch."
that just occurred to me. Monica is still in there. She's going to factor into the fight.
She's still stuck there with the construction crew. Now, who do you think was messing with them? Agatha.
Yeah, it was 100% Agatha just trying to keep Vision from interfering and her trying to get trying to manipulate Wanda.
She wants answers and needs Vision away from her.
Yep.
Because Vision is a focal point which keeps her under control.
I always thought
as long as he's away, she's unstable, and you can see bits of it starting to show really, really heavy now.
Oh yeah.
And I'm kind of can't wait for the next episode because the second cataract shows up.
Shit's gonna get real.
If it's anything like it was in the comic book when he showed up in front of her face, oh shit!
Well,
Somebody's going to have a
she
bad
doesn't have the
runes
runes now. She let her out of the basement. There are no protection runes right now.
Yeah,
she can go full power. If she
can
feels
go.
like
The only thing that would hold her back is the fact that
Kids.
Agatha literally has her kids on a noose.
Right, and that doesn't help either because
But with
her kids are in trouble.
Here's the thing with Monica. Monica can see energy. We saw that when she first came through the hex and she's looking around and she can see like the.
So what did Quicksilver do with her?
We don't know yet, but when she gets involved in the fight and is under her right mind, I'm wondering if she's going to be able to see the energy that's powering Cataract and do anything to it.
Probably.
What if that's how they finally end up taking him down? Because Vision and Cataract, they're going to be basically equally powerful.
You think that?
Potentially equally powerful.
Well,
Remember,
I mean,
he
it
doesn't
is
know.
his body with the same abilities.
But there's one thing you haven't, and that's one of the questions I'm about to ask. What powers has Vision in WandaVision actually showed?
Flight.
Phasing.
Intangibility.
Yes, when he went out of the truck last episode, he just went straight through the ceiling.
So fight, phase, and...
Well, he
And
also phased through the wall a couple times.
And he phased the strawberry out of the dude's throat.
First episode.
The first episode.
Oh, yeah.
So all of his powers are there.
Okay.
And
Don't
I mean,
forget he did
it's
the
just going to
little
be...
mind thing.
What? Oh, yeah, he can do the little...
Takes longer, Mike.
Well, if he can do that to people, he could do that to Cataract and go, "Hey, you know how to listen? No. Boom. What do you mean? What do you mean no boom? Come on. Stop it."
What he tries to do the magic hand thing to Cataract and it doesn't work.
Viking mind touch. Oh, this is not working. I put my hand in the wrong spot.
Mistakes were made.
Did you say Viking head touch?
I think he meant to say like Vulcan.
Vulcan? Like, Vulcan mind touch. What? Viking mind touch? Huh?
Vulcans touch Vikings? Holy
What?
shit.
Oh.
I must have missed that
Vulcan is a
DLC.
Viking?
That explains so many
We
things.
missed that episode.
Now we're just getting
that
off.
was the secret crossover episode of Vikings with Star Trek
I thought they were just going to put some Star Trek in Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
or Valheim.
Of course, Kirk bangs the first woman he sees.
And unfortunately, it's your main character.
Yeah. Yeah, but Hayward. I'm wondering
Is it
what
okay?
exactly his motives were in provoking Wanda the way he did.
And I don't
To
know
be
what
a
I don't know what his first name is, but if this
Tyler.
okay, so yes, it is confirmed for me.
You mean when she
This is Tyler Hayward. He is part of
Go ahead.
X-Men and New Mutants, and he is actually a major villain, and could actually play into
The introduction of the X-Men and everything.
yes, because he's a villain, long-time human villain, and finally he just fucking snaps and agrees to become part of the Flanks. If you don't know what the Flanks is, think of warlock who is a member of the techno-organic race.
Oh yeah, the phalanx.
Yeah, and the phalanx basically go batshit crazy because they introduce Nimrod,
Holy shit.
Trask,
Trask.
Yeah.
and Hayward into their mind construct, and they now are obsessed with trying to convert mutant kind into their genetic code.
Because it's like it's because mutants are resistant to the whole assimilation process.
Yeah, and holy shit.
So
It also brings about one of the sadder moments of New Mutants because one of the mutants
phalanx.
is a part of the phalanx. And
You were saying flanks, I was just like, what? And then once you clarify, I was like, oh, the phalanx. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. I'm sorry. It just
No
spelled,
worries.
It spelled the way that I'm just like, you know what, fuck it.
No worries. It's one of those words that you see spelled and you don't always
They make
hear.
up so many damn words. What
This
are
is
we
true.
supposed to do?
This is true.
Hey, vibranium is a real word, so.
Symbiote.
Symbiote?
No!
That word never
Symbiote.
existed until Marvel. Boom.
I'll take it.
I'll pronounce it however the hell I damn want.
You will be burning at the stake, so.
No, I will not.
You all rich.
You don't want to cross me then. I'll snatch the life out of you.
We okay with this?
Are you?
I have no
God,
soul.
now we're going. Now we're
No.
just going into the dark.
You
side.
have
I
one.
a
It just
soul,
belongs to
I
her.
just have it. See these freckles?
My true weakness has been exposed. Why did you open your mouth?
Approach the wife first. Approach the wife first. She'd
I
probably
need-
sell it for pennies. Pennies on a dollar.
Who will win?
Make a move and the Eevee gets it.
Who will win, the wizard or the devil?
Me.
You know, that's actually a movie, and it's actually very good.
Somehow I'm not surprised.
Hey, I can find these horror movies. I got a horror series that you guys have to check out.
So does
Anyway,
that wrap up the...
I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah,
We're
now-
very
we are
interested.
now way into other worlds.
We are very interested in this.
Another player has entered.
No, we're wrapping up.
Player 2.
Chris has arrived.
Player 2?
I just got
Alright.
done watching it.
Oh, Chris arrived while we were watching the episode. He was upstairs
Watching it on my phone.
watching it himself. He didn't want to interrupt us. So let's get your thoughts in on this right now.
Chris all
I like how they finally revealed like what happened when she went to Sword headquarters.
Yep.
And she saw the body because I thought that based on like the security footage that we had seen,
Oh,
where
yeah.
she
We
like
went over it.
We just went over it
Well,
ourselves. Yeah.
I thought that because the way it looked, I thought that she had gone in and used her powers to pull him back together, and all we were seeing was literally like what we kept thinking was a corpse walking around.
Right.
Nope. She pretty much manifested him out of thin air, along with everything else in Westview, where she
Not
altered-
everything else, just her house.
Well, yeah, the house, and then altered everything to be Pleasantville,
Yeah.
But again,
essentially.
that's chaos. That's chaos magic.
You have sticking the narrative filter over everything.
The stinger during the credits.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like I was like, I knew they were gonna bring him back somehow. I didn't know
Cataract.
how. Not the way I was thinking they were going to do it, but I'm glad
Because we
they.
thought he was a
And,
corpse.
and
walking
again,
around.
it makes sense because
They
that
wanted you to think that, too.
That is actually Hayward's MO right there. The white bodies are basically the representation of the robots he kept sending after the New Mutants. And when that didn't work, he finally snaps and goes with the Phalanx and incorporates himself into them to send them after
Yeah.
the New Mutants. See if it
Cataract
works
gonna turn
better.
into Nimrod.
Oh God! When they got a hold of Nimrod, that's when shit went wrong.
See, I also liked how we also got to see more of Wanda's past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with her growing up.
In Sokovia.
Yeah.
How
See,
everything
now I
improves.
want to know, what is her natural hair color? Is it black or red?
Yes.
That's
a
what
witch.
She wants to be.
The red is actually
Kind of like an
an
Allbird.
extinction of her powers. Her powers do that to her hair.
Oh.
Because
The redder gets, the more powerful she is.
Yes, actually, that is true. Her hair matches how fucked up she is.
I'm not gonna lie. One character I kept thinking, I haven't finished the last season of this one yet, but the character that I kept thinking they were gonna bring in was that gothic Asian chick from Runaways.
Oh, Nico Maru?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Nico, yeah.
Because
her and Wanda basically click. And
except Nico has more of the powers of Mads Mikkelsen's character from Doctor Strange, because when her powers go full ape shit in Runaways, she gets that dark purple shit around her eyes.
Yeah.
Dormammu stuff.
Yes.
Oh, Dormammu's power.
Yeah, and basically Wanda has to use her power at full max to bring her back, and vice versa. The two of them literally anchor each other.
I'll keep you in check, and you keep me in check, sort of thing.
That's what they literally end up having to do.
Oh, so they have met in the comics.
What happens when
they met. They're actually
we're fucked.
In Doctor Strange's university, she's one of the teachers who has to go in every so often to help Nico. Because Nico's is on the set.
And I think I'm starting to finally see more of like how this is starting to set up Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
and the mutants. I'm seeing little bits more.
We're still on the reverse House of M scenario thing here.
Now, Jay, I know you kept thinking that she got her powers from the ether.
I thought it was a case of her, like, that through whatever connection she had through the Mind Stone to the rest of the Infinity Stones, that she was using the Reality Stone's powers in some way. But then we got confirmation here, it's just chaos magic.
She had the power she's always had the power.
She had the power all
Mind Stone just unlocked it to its full potential, and unfortunately, she has no training on it, so she's a lethal bomb walking around.
So it's like Apocalypse in the last good decent X-Men film, where he essentially unlocked Magneto's powers to their fullest.
Yeah, and literally, she doesn't. But unlike Magneto, she doesn't know how to really control it.
Yeah, Wanda's essentially walking around with...
Her powers are completely locked to her emotions. And sadly, the poor girl is mentally unstable.
Well, based on what we saw in First Class, so is Magneto's.
Well, you've got it. She's similar to a baby poisonous snake.
Yeah, she don't
know how much.
You watch New Mutants, okay? Thank you. I love. I actually love. New Mutants.
He actually has it. We just remember that line from the trailer.
Yeah, I actually love New Mutants. If New Mutants for me was a walk back into the comic books, I was happy. Fuck the rest of the world if they don't like it. It was all for me.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's good.
I didn't bring that from the movie. I just
watched it from the trailer.
I didn't get it from the trailer.
Oh, you didn't?
No, that's a thing I grew up on.
It's actually in the movie too. Yeah, it's actually in the movie too.
But yeah, I also like how it essentially explained why it went like every single episode was based off of a sitcom.
Because she literally grew up watching it. That's how she learned English.
It's a good way to learn English.
This is true.
It really
I'm
is.
honestly
what is shenanigans? And then an explanation. That they can
next
sort
time
of.
I go to the Philippines,
it's
I'll
like a
probably
problem,
bring in
but
some
not bad.
DVDs with me. Here, watch these.
Do anime.
What is shenanigans? It's like a problem, but it's more silly than scary, but still a little bit scary.
And the scene with Wanda sitting in the Avengers base from Civil War and all that.
Yeah.
And Vision trying to understand comedy, and they're watching Malcolm in the Middle. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Is this supposed to be funny?" Because
a man was grievously injured.
It's like, well, he's not really injured. It's not that kind of show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like how they went into more of like Wanda's past for this.
Yeah.
And I like how Agatha's like, well, your brother's body's on another continent and full of holes.
But at the same time, she was like, that's the only reason she didn't just use his body, is because it was too inconvenient to go get.
The real question is, which continent is his body on?
Europe.
Well, yeah.
Sokovia.
It can't be Sokovia, because if we remember, Hawkeye put his ass onto one of those SHIELD lifeboats and they airlifted them out.
But does the rest of the world know that? They just know that he died when Sokovia was dropped from the skies.
Yeah. So
I have another theory.
I honestly kept thinking that, like I said, what's her face, the Asian chick? I can't remember her name.
Nico.
No, not her. The one from Age of Ultron, the one who passed Hawkeye up. I kept thinking
Dr. Cho.
I kept thinking. I was like, they're gonna.
Amadeus Cho's mom.
I know who she is. I kept thinking that they're going to get her involved in terms of bringing him back in a way, like maybe patching him up, and then Wanda or Sword or whoever does.
Even back in Age of Ultron, she said this technology, if it's powered the right way, could probably bring someone back to life with.
Remember what the old saying: they ain't dead until there's a grave and a funeral.
Well,
and even
or
then,
their Uncle Ben.
Well, I remember Stan Lee. This was when Spider-Man.
Early, man.
This was the original Spider-Man 2 came
Too
out.
often, man.
I remember Stan Lee saying nobody in comics ever truly dies. They always find a way to bring them back later on.
yeah.
Right, and in case, like I was telling them earlier, in the case of Wanda and Pietro, both of them are literally connected to their powers in a weird way. Pietro is connected to speed, and forgive me for putting the goddamn DC Universe term in. He's stuck in the Speed Force.
He's crossing
His
the mainstreams again.
His soul is in the Speed Force.
Well,
if his soul can make it back into his body, fine. Or into another body of a speedster. But you need a speedster for that. Hence why I'm saying...
Other Pietro.
Right, from another universe.
Fake Pietro.
Well, again.
What? Pietro, if you will.
Well, again, I'm going back to that shit from the third X-Men film where Professor X's spirit or whatever went into that other body that you see
on Muir Island, yeah.
On Muir Island, and then in the Wolverine, he pops up and he's Patrick Stewart again.
Yeah,
his
mind basically morphed the body until it finally became him again, and I'm sitting there like, that's kind of fucked up.
Well,
I thought we were doing Wonder Woman
1984?
Yeah.
No, that was a little different. That was more of I wish my dead boyfriend from World War II was back. World War I was back. I keep going back to the comics for that one.
So, I have a thing. We were talking about Nico, right?
Yep.
Which has been introduced in the Deadpool movies.
No, she wasn't.
No. Nico Maru is in Runaways.
Runaways, okay.
You haven't watched Runaways yet,
who's the girl?
Oh, you're talking about...
Negasonic Teenage Warhead?
No, the
girlfriend. Eureka or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I think... Wasn't that Blink?
Blink is a teleporter.
Yeah, but wasn't... What was her powers in Deadpool?
Negasonic's friend in
her girlfriend.
the Deadpool movies.
friend.
Special friend.
Yes.
Scissor me timbers.
The special friend.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
She has the ability to control metals. Hence why they were able to put back together the teleporter. She can basically make any part you want.
So she's basically like a telekinetic forge.
Yeah, she's a forge.
Okay.
Without them using forge because they don't this is actually Kevin Feige even has gone on about this. They're a little bit weary of actually using forge because they screw up. They will have pretty much every Native American on their ass, and they're not even trying to go that route.
I keep forgetting Forge is Native American.
Yeah, and was actually designed and created by a Native American before he died. And Chris Claremont was like, you know what? I'm going to run with this because my friend made him, and I'm going to keep him like this. And every single writer after Chris Claremont fucked it over.
You know, the only actor that I can think of that they could actually have play Forge, and he is Native American, is the guy who played Slipknot in Suicide Squad. He's the only guy that I can think of. Or Warpath.
The man who can climb anything.
Climb anything.
And then gets his head
Boom. Well, that ended quickly.
Well, they did say the Deadpool movies are staying the Deadpool movies.
The Deadpool movies will stay the Deadpool movies, and they will be canonized once they incorporate mutants in.
I'm excited for that shit.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
Did you hear that Blade is not going to be rated R?
Which is
What?
bullshit.
Yeah,
Ow.
they announced it today.
Yukio. Yukio was the name of
Yes, thank you.
Negasonics'
But
friend.
yeah, the new Blade film is not going to be rated
It's
R.
PG-13, which is...
Is
Why
this
the
like
fuck do you even make it
okay,
then?
here's my thing.
Oh,
You were
God, here we
supposed
go.
to be setting up Midnight Suns with Blade. Midnight Suns are fighting the fucking children of Lilith, who are fucking demons. How the fuck is this gonna be PG-13?
Oh,
Okay, I
now they
explain it.
pissed off the Rhodes Scholar.
I can
You're
explain
right.
this.
I am pissed.
I can-
There's no fucking way that this is gonna be going on like this. God damn it, Blade is out there literally slitting heads, running people through left and right. There's blood and guts everywhere.
Wait, was Blade 1 PG-13?
No.
No, oh God, please don't you ever say that again.
See, I have a theory of this. I know why it's happening. They saw Venom and they said, "You know what, Sony? We can do better. Hold my beer."
You know what, Sony? Screw your comic book movies. We can do so much better.
We
Well,
can do
yeah,
our own
true.
PG-13s with vampires and hookers. Wait,
But I mean, here's the thing.
little bit of
If
blackjack.
Deadpool is getting away with the R,
yes.
Right. Exactly.
there's
But he
nothing
also proved
wrong
that the
with...
PG-13 works.
Okay, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
that's right.
PG-13,
Once
blah,
upon
blah,
a
blah,
Deadpool.
blah, blah.
Yeah. If you've seen Once Upon a Deadpool, you know that Deadpool can work in a PG-13 environment and make it funny.
I want Will's back in, and I have a question for you.
What?
Do you have any theories or predictions for the next episode?
Shit can get real.
Yeah. Besides that, honestly, like I said, I kept thinking that they're
That's
gonna
not really a
bring in
prediction.
another-
That's a spoiler.
I kept thinking that maybe hopefully they were going to bring in like another magic user, somebody not Agatha Harkness. I'm talking about like one of the ones that we already know. Again, like I said, Nico from Runaways. Cause
I don't
she's
think they're
already-
going to... Well, not established
Well, at
in
the
the
same
MCU,
time,
though.
because Nico is also
Yep,
a young Avenger.
Runaways is in the MCU.
Yeah,
Is it really?
yeah,
Yes.
they're young Avengers. Almost all of them except for
And
two of
Sam's
them,
brain
who should
just
not even
exploded.
still be there.
Oh yeah, because the team up until they joined the Avengers, they get slaughtered.
Yeah, well,
I know they had the crossover episode with Cloak and Dagger. Oh yeah, that was two other characters they could have brought into this shit too. Is Cloak and Dagger.
Didn't they already do a show for them, too?
Two
Yeah.
seasons.
2 seasons,
It
solid.
flopped.
And
Because on the
Well,
chat, no one watches.
Number one, there's on a channel no one was watching. Number two, they were determined to not follow Marvel's script and do their own and try and make it a pure
cough,
love
cough,
story.
and humans, cough, cough.
God,
Like,
did
she
they
liked
fuck that
Inhumans.
up?
They filmed it in Hawaii where weed is legal. There's a reason why they went
See,
there.
the only thing I had a big problem with in Humans was the very first episode, so I never watched any others.
Yeah, that's pretty much what everyone
Medusa
did.
without her fucking hair.
No. You know the biggest. Besides that,
What?
Didn't they shave? They shaved Medusa.
it was her. It was
What?
Black Bolt's brother, the only human in the Inhumans, right?
Right.
All right. So we all know that
You never
Medusa's
saw it, I
hair.
guess.
That
Yeah,
Medusa's
I didn't
hair is extremely tough and durable.
Wrap
The only
it
thing that
back
can
up.
really
Medusa's hair is living hair.
no, the only thing that can cut
It's
it
like
is
steel.
technically like Wolverine's claws.
Adamantium.
Yes. Freaking her.
Or fake or
Who was
brainy.
Black Bolt's brother? I can't remember his name.
Daedalus.
He literally
Maximus,
just takes
maybe?
like a regular pair of like
Yeah.
barber shears, like the ones that I have in
And
the
shaves her
bathroom.
fucking head.
Yeah.
And we
And
have
she
gone
didn't fight
from a
back.
Bingecast to a Ramblecast, just so you guys know.
All it took was for me to join in.
Well, I mean, you got all of us that what's going to happen.
Oh, so we get to watch it in Humans while
Anyway,
you're
let's
here.
wrap it
Oh,
up.
hell no! Why ain't doing that?
Maximus was the name of Black
That's
Bolt's brother.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna cut this off now before we just go into a full Ramblecast
I'm
mode.
starving, and plus you guys are
Oh, yeah,
throwing
I'm hungry.
stuff at me, and it's like making me like, what the fuck?
You know,
Who the fuck?
while we have you over
Cut your
here,
hair
while
off?
we have you over here this weekend road, we'll probably just get you down for a Ramblecast in addition to having you watch Willy's Wonderland. But that's a future edition of the Bingecast.
That's not the actor.
So
I know, that's still pretty damn good.
we'll go ahead and wrap this up. So for Zeke, Chris, Sam, Road, and the Peanut Gallery, I am Jay, and we'll see you next time.
Fuck the children.
For the children.
Thanks for listening to the Bored to Death Bingecast. Be sure to check out our library of past podcasts via CKCC Radio or via our YouTube channel, and give us a like and subscribe. We'll see you after our next binge.